This is Rehan from Talk Boxing Media here with the one, the only Amin Jahanzeb. Firstly, Amin, how are you doing?
I'm great, bro. How are you?
I'm good. Firstly, thank you for this interview. It's a pleasure. I know you're in camp for a fight, so thank you for giving up your time.
That's all good, bro. Sorry it took so long. I've just been really busy and certain things haven't been going according to plan, so I can't really schedule too many things and, be on time for them. So thank you for being patient.
No problem. So, firstly, I want to get straight into it. You're a boxer. Just tell me your boxing journey, how you got into boxing, how it all came around for you.
Basically, used to be a young kid, grew up sparring kids on the street. I never was really into boxing at the start. Then I went to football for a bit. That was a bit boring. I didn't really find anything good about it. So I hit the gym around probably 13 years old, 14 years old as an amateur. Was in the amateurs getting plenty kills every other day in sparring in fights. And then that's it. And now I'm here. My pro journey, I'm probably the 5th or sixth year as a pro. And now I'm here.
Yep. Just tell me your favorite boxer, past and current, and why.
My favorite boxer, probably Roy Jones Jr.
Yep. And current?
Currently, I say Terence Crawford.
Yeah. Yep. So you got a fight coming up March the 10th at York Hall against a guy called Manuel Gomes.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So what do you know about your opponent? And do you know anything about him? Have you watched anything?
From the bits I've seen of him, I know he's a very tough opponent. He's southpaw. He's 10-3, and he's always been in the away corner. So, and these guys, from Lee Eaton being my manager and him arranging these fights, he hasn't arranged any easy fights for any of the fighters that he's got. So I assume this is a hard matchup, and I'm taking it 110% serious.
Yep. So how's preparation going? Who you've been sparring? How's everything going?
Good, man. It's been tough. It's been tough as always. I don't prefer it any other way. This is just the way it has to be. It has to be tough. No matter who I'm fighting, I've got to take it 110% serious. I know they're going to come and beat me. And once they beat me, they got bragging rights. So, and I've had a lot of pullouts and etc. So, me being here now I just have to show why I'm avoided and who I say I am. So,
yep. So I just want to go 2 fights back. You fought Loui Lynn in a very great fight.
Yeah.
People question why that rematch has never happened. Is there a rematch there? Is that something you want, or is that something you've just gone past?
Obviously, I want the rematch, but I'm not going to cry over spilt milk because I know damn sure they don't want it. Originally, for them, it was meant to be a 3-round job, come in and knock me out because I'm like everyone else. So it seems. But obviously, they seen that I'm not. I was the last man standing. I fucked him up, man. You seen it? He didn't box for a year after that. I was boxing 2 months later, 3 months later again. So, yeah, man, they pulled him out in the 10th, then went to the scorecards. Apparently, I was 3 rounds down, so whatever, man. I beat the shit out of him. That's why they don't want a rematch. And obviously, if I lost fair and square, there would have been people lining up at the door to fight me, and not many people have, so.
Yeah. Has there ever been talks between your team and his team to even get a rematch? Is it just something that they don't want?
They don't want to know. They don't want to know. And I've on social media a bit, I've prodded him, poked him a few times, but obviously he never reacted to it because he knows I don't know how he can sleep at night knowing that he needs to correct something. Because as a proper man, if I got beat, in all fairness, if I got beat and I would have went to sleep knowing that I got a gift decision, I would have had to straighten it out and say, look, we need to do that again. Otherwise, I couldn't sleep at night. I couldn't be satisfied knowing that there's a blip in my career and it needs to be, straightened. But I guess not everyone's built the same.
Yep. So you're going to be out on March the 10th. Last year you fought twice, I believe.
I fought for 2 or 3 times, I think, yeah. I fought 3 times since the Lynn fight, anyway.
So obviously, as a boxer, you want to be active, in the early stages of your career. How many times you want to get out this year? And do you have an end year goal, so to pick up a title or something?
Well, my name was in the line for the English title so many times. I've had pullouts. I've had 2 or 3 guys pulling out, people turning down the fight. So I'm no longer interested in that title, to be honest. It's the least of my worries. Obviously, I'm past that level. I'm way past that level, actually. And even guys on like British level now who I want to fight, they don't really want to seem to fight me anyway, and they're not in a rush. So if I have to go the international route, why not? I know Lee Eaton said I'll be out a minimum of 3 times this year, and starting from March the 10th, that'll be my first fight of this year.
Yeah, so every boxer's dream by the end of the career is to have that world title. Tell me about your dreams and how you're gonna approach them dreams.
You know what? I'm just gonna say this. My dream at the end of it is to be exactly where I wanted in my career, like being multiple weight world champion. I probably want to go through super feather and lightweight as well. But obviously, like, you got to take it one step at a time. But my dream career would be finish on a high, win multiple world titles, you know, health intact, money secured, family secured, everything's nice, you know what I'm saying? But it's one of them things. It's boxing's a hard sport, anything can happen. But yeah, I'm just preparing for my next fight and just keeping myself in great condition, keeping my health good, taking as least punishment as possible, so that way I'm not getting beat on like most guys are right now. And that's it, just keeping myself nice and fresh.
Yeah, you know, boxing has many positives, many negatives. Just tell me about the positives and negatives as a being a boxer. You know, obviously you've experienced it, you're experiencing it now, you're still a boxer. Tell me the positives and the negatives.
Well, really, if you're talking as in amateur boxing, it's fun, it's a sport, and so on, right? Whatever. But pro boxing is a business, right? No matter how good you are, if you can't sell tickets, if you can't put bums on seats, if you can't draw no money in, nobody's interested. And if you're quiet, you sit on the shelf, no one cares about you. And like they say, you know yourself, you've been around boxing, they say quiet mouths don't get fed. So if you're quiet, no one's going to give a shit about you, to be honest, no matter how good you are. So you got to be out there, you got to be in the right place at the right times and do the right things and win fights. So the positive thing about pro boxing is like getting out there, doing what I want to do and making it happen. But the negatives obviously as well, like sometimes fights can get cancelled. It's not like football where you can sit on the bench and get paid, or you can be injured and sit out and still get money by the hour or however they get paid. But boxing, man, you could fucking be fighting for 200 grand or £2 million next week. The fight gets cancelled, someone gets injured, that's it, you're not getting a penny. So it's one of them hard sports because you put literal blood, sweat and tears into it. And obviously you can get hurt, which is a negative side. And it's not like, oh, a little scratch or a little bruise. People have died from this. And God forbid there's any more kind of serious injuries from this. But that's why I keep myself in tip-top shape and tip-top condition, so that at least I know I'm not slow or behind or getting beat on by anyone because of my own lifestyle. So that's why I keep good.
Yeah, absolutely. So you box in the featherweight division. You know, in the UK, the featherweight division is quite packed. You know, you've got Lee Wood, who obviously just lost the close fight. You got Josh Warrington. You've got Michael Conlan. You know, there was a fight on Saturday in the featherweight division, world title fight, Lee Wood versus Maurizio Lara. The fight was stopped. You know, in my eyes, Lee Wood was winning the fight. You know, he got caught with a punch against a very, very, very a brutal guy in Maurizio Lara. What's your thoughts on that fight? And was the stoppage right, or do you think he could have carried on?
You know what? It was a good fight. It was exciting all the way. Both guys got to look like they had good power, and they displayed that they had good power. But some of these Mexicans, man, they built different, and Lee Wood did a very, very good job in that fight. But I think obviously his corner man knows him more than anyone. I think if he knew there were 10 more seconds in the round, he might have let it get to the end of the round and give him that minute break. But obviously the trainer knows the fight more than anyone. So as long as he's in good health and he's okay, you know, he can fight again.
I believe there is a rematch clause in that fight.
Yeah.
So how would you see the rematch going between them two? Is it the same thing as last time? Or?
I think if he used his jab a lot better instead of pointing it out, I think if he used his jab a bit more, I did a few more things. Obviously, easier said than done. I think he can win it. It's a very winnable fight. It just didn't go that way. It's just sometimes you take your eye off the ball for 1 second, or just one punch can change it, and that's the brutal thing about boxing. You could be winning all the rounds and get knocked out in the last second, you know. So that's how these things go.
So in the UK featherweight division at the top end, who do you see the best? You know, you've got obviously Wood, Warrington, Michael Conlan. You've got many great fighters. Who do you see the top in the featherweight division in the UK?
The top. I don't really know, to be honest. I haven't been looking at many of these guys. Like, I know they're on world level, and I'm not there yet. So I've just been looking at who's around me and what type of guys who I want to fight. So yeah, really, I think it just goes by whoever's got a world title at the moment or whatever. So I don't really know now. Is there anyone that's got a world title in the UK?
No. So obviously Wood lost his world title, and then Warrington's obviously lost his world title to Lopez. So no.
So they were the top guys at the moment. So, and now obviously we'll see who's up next. You know, or if they can get it back, hopefully.
Yep. I'm gonna name some upcoming boxing fights, and just want you to tell me your predictions, thoughts on this fight. So this Sunday, you know, is a fight: Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul. You know, one's a boxer, one's a YouTuber. You know, some people don't really, as boxing fans, people don't really like this fight because they think, what's the point? You know, you got two people who are novices earning a lot of money, while there's boxers out there who put the hard work in and put all the work in and do not like earn money like these lot do. You know, so for me, I'm looking forward to the fight. To be honest with you, I want Tommy Fury to win. I want him to do the job. You know, this Paul guy talks a lot, and to be honest with you, I've watched this Paul guy, and fundamentally, he's not the best. You know, boxing wise, he's not the best. You know, and I think Tommy Fury's got more knowledge. He's got more people around him that have been in boxing. He's been in boxing for a long, long time, and I just want to know what's your thoughts on that fight. For me, I think Tommy Fury wins it by knockout. But what's your thoughts?
To be honest, I wanted Tommy Fury to knock him out at first, and then until he pulled out, and I was kind of like, "How the fuck are you pulling out against a YouTuber?" Do you know what I mean? Just deal with him. If you're a real boxer, you can beat him with one hand behind your back. Shit, I'd even fight the guy tomorrow if they give me it. You know what I mean? So even if I was injured, I'd still take the fight. You know, at this point, I think I want Paul to win. At this point, I haven't really seen much of him, but since Fury pulled out the first time, I was like, "Fuck it, I'll just vote for Paul." But a lot of people can't be mad at like these guys, you know, when they get money like for these type of fights, because if you're not getting attention for yourself, or you're not like out there promoting yourself in any way, shape, or form, then you shouldn't be really complaining if you don't get the money that you deserve, that you feel you deserve. You know, so you got to go out and earn it. And these guys have built the following. However they've done it, they've still done it. And obviously it's a big money fight. So I don't know. I think there's more pressure on Fury because obviously if he loses to a YouTuber or looks bad against a YouTuber, and he's got a legend like Tyson Fury in his family, it kind of shames the family name, doesn't it, for him? So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, you know, in my thoughts is just, you know, Tommy Fury's got a better jab, more speed, more power, better IQ, and knows his way around the ring more than Jake Paul. And he's been in boxing more longer, so he should be winning this fight. But you know,
that's why the pressure's on him. He should be. Yeah. I haven't really watched much of him because I'm not really interested in him, to be honest. But like he should win this fight. Any boxer should win against a YouTube boxer, let's call it.
Yeah. Hopefully he wins, man. Obviously featherweight division, both people are coming off a loss. But I just want to know your thoughts on Leigh Wood versus Josh Warrington. I know you said you haven't watched much of them, but do you know?
No, I think Leigh Wood beats him. He's a better boxer. Warrington's more of a toe-to-toe scrapper type fighter. So yeah, I think Leigh Wood beats him all day long, to be honest.
So let's go over the pond in America. You got the lightweights, Tank versus Garcia. That's a great fight, to be honest with you. What's your thoughts on that one?
Garcia gets slept. He's a fucking Instagram boxer. Literally, he calls out all these guys when the hard fights come. He claims that he's got some mental health issues or mental health break or whatever bullshit he's on about. So yeah, I think Tank watching him.
Yeah. Let's move on to the heavyweights. Yeah. The undisputed fight. Yeah. So hopefully it gets made. It's looking like April 29th at Wembley Stadium. It was supposed to be at Saudi, but now it's at Wembley, which is great for the UK fans. Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk.
Fury should beat him. I mean, it's going to be a hard fight because Usyk knows how to move and he's good, but a good big man always beats a good small man at the same time. So you've seen it with Canelo and Bivol, so I think it's going to be the same type thing. I think Fury's going to beat him.
So I asked you your favourite boxer, current, and you named Terence Crawford. Obviously, he's got a super fight that hasn't been made yet, and it's been going on for years and years and years, and that's against Errol Spence, you know, the undisputed fight at 147. Yeah. What's your thoughts on that fight? And I believe you want Crawford to win, but how do you think that fight plays out, you know?
I just think Crawford outboxes him. Crawford just gets better. Every fight that he fights, he just gets better and better and better, and he's not just beating guys on points or decisions or making boring fights. He's actually stopping them and beating the shit out of them. So I think he beats Spence easy, because I think Crawford lives a better life. I mean, from what we've seen of the past, like, not to bring up anyone's, life, but in boxing, you've seen like Spence parties, drinks, parties with all the athletes and whatever he's doing, and you've seen it with the car crash thing. So I think Crawford lives a better, cleaner life, and he's more on the balls right now. So yeah, I think lifestyle plays key at this point as well.
Yep. So we had a fight in Eubank versus Smith, where Eubank was the favorite, went into the ring and got absolutely blasted out in about 3-4 rounds. There's a rematch clause in that fight. So how do you see the rematch going? For me, it's pretty much the same. I think just Smith beats him again. Sorry, but what's your thoughts?
Don't know. Let's see what game plan he comes with, because certain people, I don't know. Some people, after they get knocked out, they're never the same. Hopefully he is. I'm glad he's come out safe, obviously, but it was a very bad it was a very bad loss, especially after he talked all that shit as well. So you got to be able to back it up. I think he's going to have to train harder, train better, come with better tactics as well. But it shows like one punch can change your fight, because he set it up from that one punch and then he followed up on it and then he stopped him. But for a man like Eubank, how solid he is, and given that how solid his dad was to get knocked out, it shows Smith can really punch as well. So it shows anything can happen in boxing. I think Eubank might come out and box again, but I'm not really sure, to be honest. I thought Eubank would have beat him the first time, but then I thought Eubank always loses his top fights, so maybe not.
Yep. So anything else you want to plug? Anything you want to say?
No, I just want to say thank you for taking your time out and doing this interview with me. Hopefully we'll get some more in as my career goes on. And I was back you, man. So I'm glad to be in your journey at the start as well.
Yeah, so thank you for giving me the time. So you fight March the 10th. Tell the fans, tell everyone watching why they should tune in and buy tickets and watch you and what to expect from you.
Tune in and see why I'm avoided. You know what I mean? A lot of people have bought tickets for this fight, so I'm grateful and I'm blessed. But come watch me handle business, man, and you'll enjoy it. That's it.
Yeah. So again, Amin, thank you for this interview. This is the first time I've interviewed you. Hopefully it won't be the last. More to come. Yeah. Just wishing you the best on your fight. Get that victory and moving on to bigger and better things.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, bro.